Greetings and welcome back everyone to City Skylines and to the City of Anoon, where we have an awful lot of work to do ahead of us. It has been a couple of days since I was able to play the game, as I was given quite a lot of advice that a recent patch that had come out broke save file in some way. Basically, people had reported that when they loaded up their save with the new patch, it messed it up. So I erred on the side of caution and didn't even load the game for the last couple of days. So I'm a little bit behind, and I want to get back to work on a lot of stuff. However, there is a bright side to me not having played the game for a little bit. It meant that I was given the opportunity to read a lot of comments that were relevant to the episodes I was about to start recording. Now, first and foremost, I'm going to address one thing specifically. My lord! Some people have really taken exception to my bus lanes. Now, quite a lot of it within reason. I am very guilty of approaching this game with the expectations of SimCity 5 when it came to buses. And in SimCity 5, for anyone who played it, you practically needed a bus on right outside every house to get anyone to use your bus lanes, which was often quite frustrating. But City Skylines, clearly coming from with the sort of history of cities in motion games, I really shouldn't have had that expectation. The expectation should have been that it'll do traffic management really well. So there are numerous bus stops that I probably can afford to cut away from our bus lines. However, I had some questions, and this is just something a little bit funny that I want to address. Yes, bus lanes in Britain are that bad. They really are. Like, I had some people saying, you've got like 2 or 3 bus stops on the same road. I'm like, really? You think that's a lot? I've lived in a town when there were 5 or 6. And I'm not talking a long stretch of road. I mean, I could probably throw a stone, a good throw, but I'm being serious, throw a stone and hit the other bus stop from where I was. On the same side of the road, wasn't even we're going to put this on the other side of the road to help people out. But that was another thing, actually. People said, people will walk. Don't put a bus stop on both sides of the same road. Actually, again, that's another thing in Britain. You typically will almost always find bus stops on both sides of a road. If there isn't a zebra crossing very nearby, and this is not very nearby. This is at the end of a section of the road. Over here, that's absolutely common. I guess it's just a safety thing. People would rather... See, this is the other thing, is although there are zebra crossings here, and the people in this game, realistically, are probably coded to always obey a rule of go to the zebra crossing, cross the road there. If there's a car in the way, don't worry, just walk through it, because you're basically insubstantial, and so is the car. But in reality, lots of people don't. Lots of people will be like, is there nothing coming? Yeah, I can risk it. Or, there's a car coming, but I'm really fast. I'm just going to run across the street, because I'm lazy. I don't want to walk, 2 minutes out of my way. So over here, you do tend to actually have bus stops on both sides of the street, pretty much as standard, and I suspect it's to improve the safety, especially with teens and younger children who would be inclined to just try to nip across the street and possibly get hit by a car. So that is why I've done that. That's purely just out of habit. Again, probably something I should have considered with the way the game is probably coded to, yeah, you're never going to have someone get run over a car, so don't worry about it too much. They'll just walk around. But there we are. That explains that, I hope. Now, this is bad, this. How are we doing with the field imp spawning mound? 76% full. We do want to get that absolutely pulled down. I'm thinking... I'm thinking of upgrading this road, honestly. I'm thinking of doing that now. Let's go ahead and upgrade this. All the way through. Can't do that one, apparently. Why not? Metro, damn it. That's a pain in the bum. Can't do it there either. Well, people will just have to accept that little bit there for the metro. On the plus side, it does give us a lot of zebra crossings for the pedestrians to get to and from the metro and walk to their place of work. Now, the thing I want to do over here is... I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm flat out going to link this up. So we're going to delete that there, and this. Sorry, everyone. Don't worry. You'll get it back in just a moment. Now we want the free tool, and we want this coming up about there. And something like this. There we go. That should work nicely. Now, the reason I've done that is a lot of people have given me advice that realistically it would be better for me to have all of the traffic going through this area because that just takes away one turn off that is causing the roundabout a bit of congestion. Now that is probably not going to fix this roundabout at all. Realistically speaking, this roundabout is servicing an enormous amount of the traffic in this city. And so it's going to cause a big problem regardless what we do. But I'm going to let that run for a little bit and see if that improves. But my second option, and one I'm actually favouring if I'm honest, is to treat this roundabout much like I've got this roundabout. That is, rise this highway up so it runs over the top. And in fact, have the highway come around all the way, probably have a better roundabout here, and link to that one, and then join this highway, and then flat out just get rid of this. So this would be the highway coming through the city. I might have to adjust this one a little bit, build the roads slightly better. We could get them a further away from the Asher Moonrise Hills that way. So those are the plans that I have in mind, just so that you're aware. Now, down here, you know what? I've got a reasonable desire for commercial. I feel like adding a little bit of commercial, excuse me, around here. Just so that people can shop immediately after leaving the train stop or the bus terminal. I think that'll work. Have I got water down there? I could do with a little bit more. Just in case I want to expand this out. There we go. That'll do. Right, okay. Really? We're lacking in power over here? Oh, I see. I see. Let's just connect you up like that. There we are. And, I mean, we probably won't need that, but it'll be a good little backup power. There we go. Now, how is traffic moving? Is it still going? Well, it's still actually a little bit crazy, but we'll have a look at adjusting that. I will go over the bus lanes, probably off camera, and tidy them all up with a mind to accepting that there are certain real-life concerns that this game simply doesn't care about. And that I'm not going to have to plan around. And I'm not going to have to try and mimic a real city, or at least the cities in Britain and the way that they do that kind of thing. I understand that some other places probably have much more efficient bus routes. But again, Britain is a land of squirrely little roads and hills that people with bad knees can't easily get up. So having a bus stop less than like 50 meters away makes sense. That shouldn't be too bad, honestly. Having them just funnel through... Well, that is a little bit bad. That is going to be slowing things down. But on the whole, not terribly badly. This is atrocious. Too many people trying to get into the city and take this turn off. Way too many people. But we have a lot of desire for more residential. Now, the other thing that we could do if we just had the highway coming up and around is we could flat out build out this residential down here. You know what? There is a huge part of me that's really tempted to just go ahead and implement that just so that I'd have extra room around there. Yes. Yes, I think so. I think we're going to go ahead with this plan. Right, we're going to pause it for now because I've got a lot of work to do. We want to bring this back to about there. On both roads to come back to about that point. And at this point, we... Oh my lord. I'm so sorry, vehicles. I'm not really. I kind of find that funny. Alright, we want this to come out. I would like this to be curved rather than a bridge, but... Well, if we're going to go with a bridge, we may as well have a bridge all the way across. So how about we do this? That's a nice bridge in a way. Though, that said, I think we are going to need a bit of curve. Something like this. And maybe bring that up. How much does that add? Actually, not that much. Interestingly. About there. And much the same here. I'll just turn this one around. And... about there, I think. We'll just rotate the one-way direction of that road, so... Upgrade it. Can I not? Ah, there we are. Right-click. Fantastic. Right, next. We want straight roads at this point. Going... No, straight roads. Straight over this roundabout. Now, I want to make sure that the... Really? Are you going to put a bridge here? Why? Don't be silly now. There we go. And there. Now, I want to do that specifically so that I can control where the pillars are. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, okay, now... Here's where we need to do the off-ramps. And it should be something similar to this. There we go. Now, it took me a few minutes, so I'll probably cut out a lot of my planning, though. Pro tip, the bridge will always keep the same elevation as it had, even going up a slope. So whilst it made sense to me that the road would just remain level, it wasn't. It was going up, and I only noticed that from a very specific angle. Well, I was just probably being oblivious to it from all the other angles, honestly. But so what I had to do is tell it to, from this point, lower down by 1 level, and so there we have a mostly even road, highway. Got a little bit of a dip there. Not too happy with that, but that happened mostly when I added in the off-ramp, and that was finicky enough that I don't want to have to redo it, so we're going to leave that as is. Now then, around about here, we're going to need to bring these power lines across in a more elegant way. So we want them to be nice and tall, and then come down to regular level. There we go. That means we can get rid of these ones. All will be well. And we will be free to take our highway onwards. So let's continue with that. We will continue using the soundproof ones. Well, not quite soundproof, but the less noisy ones at the very least. Let me just get a nice overhead view of this. Well, there we want to start bringing this curve around. Then we want to start taking it around fairly aggressively to a roundabout that will exist somewhere about there. Though actually, once we can buy the next area, we'll probably move it. But for now, it has to connect with this small roundabout here. So we'll do that. Now I need to bring this one along as well. It's actually a fairly close curve. I'm impressed. It's usually incredibly hard to do. I'll get closer now and I'll notice all the problems. No, actually, that worked really well. I'm surprised. However, I do want the redundancy for my power cables, so let's have that nice and tall. And then bring this all the way down over here. There we go. Perfect. I like it. Now then, as a result of this, we've got one direct route between these two locations. We've got a connecting area here between the residential areas. And finally, we will have this. I'm not... Well, maybe we should keep this. For now, yes. But what we'll do instead is we'll connect direct to the highway here, and we'll just have off-ramps, off and on ramps onto this particular roundabout. I think that would be better. In fact, if we're doing that, we probably want to make this roundabout larger as well, so let's go ahead and set that up. Drive this back, drive that back. Okay, first order of business. Rise these up to meet this one. Where are they going? Is that the out? Yes, good. Right. Okay, so we want, once again, to have this about there, I would say, and then, no, a little bit further back. From here down. Perfect. And the same down here. About there is where we want the curve to start dropping. Not perfect, I grant you. Still, not terribly bad either. Let's try bringing it down a little steeper. There we go, that's a bit better. Now I just need to rotate this around. And again, now that it's been patched into the main game, all you need to do is right-click whilst you've got the one-way road section selected. So there we are. This highway now goes straight through the city. Now what we want here, though, is a connection for cars entering and leaving the city to use. And I'm thinking that a very simple roundabout down here. I should have possibly planned this ahead of time, because the roundabout's going to be a bit of finicky. It's going to easily be the most finicky part. Okay, yeah. As much as it grieves me to waste that money, I do need to drive this back a bit and put the roundabout. What I was originally thinking is having a large roundabout like this, and then having on the on-off ramps there. But I'm wondering if really we need that. We could just have a small local roundabout with just a single on-off to the exit and the input. It probably would work. It would probably be fine. So let's bring this out a little bit. I want the roundabout start around here, I would say. Then go down to this. And let's see if I can't trick this into working for me. So bring this out to there, down here. Now I'm hoping that I can just flat out upgrade this to highway. I'm not sure that that's going to happen, but we'll see. Can I upgrade you? I can. Fantastic. Are you rotating the right way? You are. Doubly fantastic. Right then, we want this to curve inwards. So we want the freehand tool. About there. That one's already connected, so that's fine. Now all we need to do then is drive the highway over it. Though this is going to be a little bit of a pain. So how about we do this part? Rise it up now. Really? You're going to be... Really? Oh, bloody space already occupied. Aha! I found you. A secret special spot. You're going to be a pain though, aren't you? I can tell. You've got that look about you. You've got that look that says, you want to do something really specific. Ah, good luck. Try and rise that up there. Is there any way that we can... Oh, actually, never mind. We may be able to just rise this up normally. Oh. I take it back. Very decent of you. Right. Okay, well, now we want to go back to this and try and connect them in as smooth a loop as possible. That seems reasonable. That does not seem reasonable. They'll just have to accept it, because I'm not playing with that again. Right, rotate that around, and then rotate all of it. Oh, yeah, all of this the other way. There we go. Yes, okay, that works. Now, from the inside of this, I don't think we need as robust an on-off ramp system as we've got on these two roundabouts. I think we could just have off and on here, honestly. So that's what we're going to set up. Let's just do this. There we go, and like so. There we are. Now that should facilitate all of our traffic woes. Or rather, remove all of our traffic woes. Okay, let's have a watch of how this works. Now, of course, all these poor buses like, let me on the road, I don't even know how I got here. Oh my god. Really, lorry? I guess I didn't give you much room to turn, to be fair. My fault there. But hopefully this will start alleviating some of the traffic issues. We're seeing a lot of things just leaving the city over here. I'm not seeing too many trucks and lorries going straight over or coming up on this side, but... well, actually some of them are. I think we may have solved the problem. Maybe. It's a bit of a long shot, and it's really too early to tell, but I suspect we may have sorted that out a little bit. Ah, fantastic. Happy days, if so. Truly fantastic happy days. You do not have workers, really? Very well. We will continue to expand Eagle Brick Heights. Also, now that they can, I demand a footpath. Put all of those legs to use. The legs that you're actually willing to use. Which still surprises me a little bit. We'll have you there, and then we're going to have a nice, long, curving road coming around. Not quite like that, though. Let's rise that up. Oh, about there is good. Then we want this to come across. To about there. And then... why does it feel like I'm bobbing up and down? And then down. This way, if some people want to just walk to their place of business, they can. Or if they want to walk to the shops, they can. We're already seeing someone doing it. Well done, you. Oh, I've seen lots of people doing it, actually. Well done, all of you. I approve. Oh no, my traffic woes, they're back. Scallywaggery. Okay, I have had enough of the Rum Patrol Growery being completely out of workers. Not out of work, out of workers. There are too few people out of work, or too few people who are insufficiently educated as to be willing to accept these jobs. Now, that sounds remarkably... it sounds very classist, if you ask me. But that's the only thing I can guess, is that there just aren't enough people who are willing to take those kinds of jobs. So... And do understand that I have nothing but a huge amount of respect for people who work in farms. However, we need to address this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's too far out. So, oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4 will count from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4 will connect there. Now, what I'm thinking of doing here is getting us a nice little 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. About there. Nice little area for some homes. Some homes for people to work in the growery. I think this would be lovely. They kind of taper off a little bit more than I would have liked, but we're just going to have to accept that. Now then, we want low res. We don't want high res. Let's paint it with the paint tool rather than the fill bucket. There we go. And down there as well. We're not going to paint the outside yet. Just paint the inside. There we are. Now, we're going to need to connect you with services. Namely, just water, really. Because power is already here. And as I'm not sure if I'm going to expand this more than this, I will connect it all around the ring there. Right up to there. Add it down to there. Okay. Right. This is going to give us a couple more people to move in and fill in these jobs. Hopefully. It might not work out that way, but I'm kind of hoping it will. As for down here, we could have some more commercial, honestly. I mean, this whole area could actually service commercial, so how about we take a road up and over the railway? I prefer the railway to be on the flat, honestly. So let's bring that up. Just wondering about this high. Slope too steep? Drat. Drat and blast. What we might need to do then, it's almost certainly going to be too steep over here. Oh no, actually, okay. That works. How about this side then? Could I have it slope up over the top of the bridge? No. Could I have it go through? Oh, level crossing. I usually don't like those, but no, okay. We'll have a level crossing. And up and over. Well, that one flat out isn't going to work. Very well. Let's have this go over the top there, and then along for a little bit, and then down. Slope too steep. Ah, drat and blast. Let's get rid of you. Really? Slope too steep? How do you work that out? Okay. We'll go from this direction then. Wow, that slope is really actually quite aggressive. Okay, we'll just have a little road over the top there. Just for the sake of it. There we go. Right. Now then, on this side, we would like some nice swanky tree-lined roads. To about here. And then we'll curve this down fairly aggressively around and then follow along the water's edge. Something like that. We're going to build in a little bit more of a commercial district over here. We are going to want this kind of road. So that, oh no, wrong type. Oh, it's only going to curve one way here. That's a good point. Let's bring this over then. Can we just connect flat out there? Maybe? No? How about we get rid of that and build this along the cliff line instead. There we go. Just have that curve down. Alright, we'll have some nice commercial buildings around here. We'll use the fill tool for this one. We'll have a couple just lining the area there. I don't quite want it overlapping the edge there. Right, we're going to need some water down here as well. So let's bring that all the way down to about there and then across. To think, this place was once so polluted, it was purple. You wouldn't imagine it now. Oh wow. Sludge is drifting out to sea. Perhaps we can blame it on someone else. I'm not sure. That's what I would like to do. Right. Now, I'm not sure if having a freight terminal near commercial will ever help, but, oh my lord, my problems with my roads still haven't been resolved. Damn and blast! I'm thinking perhaps we need to fiddle around with these off-arm ramps. As much as I was trying to think sensibly by having them connect to the middle, the inside, I'm not sure that I'm actually helping out. Or it could just be the volume of traffic, but I suspect strongly that it's something I've done. And I also suspect, again, strongly, that someone is going to be quick to tell me exactly what I've done wrong. I wouldn't mind having a path over here. Well, actually, people can just walk down there. It's fine. Yes, I like this little area building up here. I like it a lot. And at this point, I want another area for high-rise buildings. High-rise residential, specifically. Let's go ahead and build up the inner area around here. So all of this gets replaced by this. There we go. And the same on this side. We'll just do this one side first, though. Oh dear, were they already high-rises? No. Don't think so. There we are. And is there... Oh, yeah, actually no, we'll go ahead and we'll go all out. And we'll do this side as well. And that'll be the last thing that we're going to be doing in this episode. There we go. So let rapid speed fill all of these houses up. Fantastic. We're actually... Oh, well, we're losing some people because we just got rid of a load of homes. That makes sense. But in terms of money, we're actually not doing too bad, surprisingly, considering how badly I'm designing my city. we're actually not doing too badly at all. I wouldn't mind some extra parks and recreation, though. So how about another plaza? Maybe something about here? Or maybe something in there, maybe? We could. I could have it there. Right on the edge. Or up there, even. Yes. We're going to have a plaza here, and this will be the only thing that we're going to rename in this episode. A plaza with picnic tables shall be the Jostle. The Jostling Park. Named for Jozzer. There we go. Hopefully that'll level those places up a little bit. How many homes have we got over here? We've got quite a few. We need more, though. We always need more. So I'm thinking we're going to continue to expand this out, or get a couple of high-rises that may be up here. I don't really dislike the idea of having low density, low education, high density areas, because that feels like I'm intentionally making a slum. And as much as these are the peasants, I have standards. I don't want anyone to be living in a slum. No. That wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be dapper at all. The gentry would even feel a little embarrassed about that. About treating their peasant workers that way. No. We want them to kind of think of us kindly over there in our fantastically lush and wealthy area that actually isn't as lush and wealthy as some of the low areas, but we're going to ignore that fact. Still, we want them to sort of, you know, tip their cap at us as we ride by in our gold-plated carriages. But that is it for this episode, I think. We've done enough. I'm going to probably have a think of what we can do over here to try and get more low-density residential in the way. But before we go, this is actually going to be part of the growery. These are our peasant farmers. There we go. Also, this is definitely part of Rick Eagle Brick, so it needs to be brought in line with the rest of the district. In fact, so can the bus terminal be part of Rick Eagle Brick. Then we want our river not part of any district. There we go, that's a little bit better. Fantastic. Have I missed anywhere now? This could be expanded out just slightly. There we are. And over here as well. And up here. Wow, I've missed loads of places. Why didn't anyone tell me? Ah, I've missed this too. The Opera House definitely needs to be part of Gentry Terraces. Okay, there we go. We've got lots of tiny little districts that are starting to get even more specialized. But we shall have to see how the city continues to evolve in the next episode. I do hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope you'll be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.